The moment her boyfriend walked past her on the street without recognizing her in homeless clothes, pretending she didn't exist, everything became crystal clear. Let me tell you this wild story about a billionaire heiress who tested her boyfriend and got an answer she wasn't ready for. This happened in New York City about 3 years ago. There's this woman named Victoria Ashford. Victoria came from serious old money. Her family owned a chain of luxury hotels across the world. When her grandfather passed away, he left her $800 million. Victoria was only 28 years old and suddenly insanely wealthy. But here's the thing about Victoria. She was terrified of gold diggers. She had seen so many wealthy people get used for their money. Friends who only stuck around for the parties and expensive gifts. Romantic partners who were more interested in bank accounts than real connection. Victoria kept her wealth very private. She lived comfortably but didn't show off. Most people had no idea how rich she actually was. Then she met a guy named Michael at a coffee shop. Michael was a personal trainer at a local gym. He was charming, funny, and seemed genuinely kind. They started dating and Victoria fell hard for him. For 6 months, everything seemed perfect. Michael treated her well and said all the right things. He talked about building a future together. He said money didn't matter to him as long as they had each other. Victoria wanted to believe him, but she had doubts that kept nagging at her. Michael would sometimes make comments about wanting a better life. He talked about how nice it would be to live in a penthouse. He mentioned luxury cars he dreamed of owning. He complained about his clients who were rich and how easy their lives were. Victoria noticed he seemed very focused on money and status. But whenever she brought it up, Michael insisted he was just dreaming. He said he loved her for her, not for what she could provide. Victoria wanted to know the truth, so she came up with a test. She decided to pretend to be homeless for a day and see how Michael would react. She told her best friend Claire about the plan. Claire thought it was extreme, but understood why Victoria needed to know. Victoria picked a Saturday when she knew Michael would be walking through Central Park. He went running there every Saturday morning at the same time. She dressed in old torn clothes from a thrift store. She messed up her hair and rubbed dirt on her face and hands. She looked like she had been living on the streets for weeks. Victoria positioned herself on a bench along Michael's usual running route. She sat there with a cardboard sign asking for help. Claire hid nearby to watch everything and record it on her phone. At 9:30 in the morning, Victoria saw Michael jogging toward her. Her heart was pounding. She wondered if he would recognize her despite the disguise. Michael got closer and closer. Victoria made eye contact with him. She even said, "Excuse me, sir," in a slightly raspy voice. Michael looked directly at her for a brief second. Then his face twisted in disgust. He didn't recognize her at all. But worse than that, he deliberately moved to the other side of the path. He actually sped up to get past her faster. Like she was something dirty he needed to avoid. Victoria felt her heart sink. She tried again, reaching out slightly as he passed. "Please, I just need some help," she said. Michael completely ignored her and kept running. He didn't even glance back. Victoria sat there in shock. Claire came over and showed her the video she had recorded. It was all right there on camera. The look of disgust, the deliberate avoidance, the complete lack of compassion. But Victoria wasn't done yet. She wanted to see what Michael would do next. She stayed in her disguise and waited. 20 minutes later, Michael jogged back on his return route. He was on his phone talking to someone. Victoria could hear him as he got closer. He was talking to his friend about her, his girlfriend. "I'm telling you, man, Victoria is the one," Michael said into his phone. "I just need to stick it out a little longer and I'm set for life. Her family has money and once we're married, I'll never have to work again. I just have to keep playing the humble boyfriend role." Victoria's blood ran cold. Michael jogged right past her again without even looking. He continued his conversation about how he was planning their future based on her family's wealth. Victoria stood up and followed him at a distance. She needed to hear more. Michael stopped at a juice bar and met up with his friend. Victoria stood outside where she could see through the window. Claire was still recording everything. Michael and his friend were laughing and talking. Victoria saw Michael show his friend pictures on his phone. They were pictures of her family's hotels, pictures of her family at events. Michael was clearly researching her background. His friend asked how much longer Michael thought he needed to wait before proposing. Michael said probably 6 more months to make it seem real. Then he would propose, get married, and have access to everything. He said Victoria was sweet, but kind of naive and trusting. That made her the perfect target. Victoria had seen and heard enough. She walked into the juice bar still in her homeless disguise. Michael and his friend immediately looked uncomfortable. They tried to move away from where she was standing. Victoria walked right up to their table. Michael looked annoyed and nervous. "Can you please leave?" he said rudely. Victoria pulled out her phone. She played the video Claire had recorded. The video of Michael ignoring her, avoiding her, showing disgust. Then she played the audio of his phone conversation. Michael's face went completely white. He suddenly realized who she was. "Victoria," he stammered. "I can explain. This isn't what it looks like." But Victoria wasn't interested in hearing excuses. She told him everything he needed to know. She said a man who walks past someone in need without even a moment of compassion isn't worth her time. A man who dates someone just for money is disgusting. And a man who calls her naive while planning to use her is pure trash. Michael tried to apologize and backtrack. He said he was joking with his friend. He claimed he really did love her. But Victoria wasn't buying it anymore. She told him they were done. She said he could go find another target for his scheme. Then she walked out. Michael tried calling and texting for weeks. He sent long apologies and claimed he made a mistake. Victoria blocked him on everything. She later found out from mutual friends that Michael had done this before. He specifically targeted women he thought had money. He would date them long enough to gain their trust and then propose. 2 of his ex-girlfriends had actually given him money before realizing what he was doing. Victoria felt sick thinking about how close she came to falling for it. If she hadn't done that test, she might have married him. She might have given him access to her life and her fortune. She shared her story anonymously on social media to warn other women. The post went viral with millions of views. Hundreds of women commented with similar stories of men who used them for money. Victoria is single now and much more careful about who she trusts. She says the test saved her from making the biggest mistake of her life. Michael regrets losing access to $800 million. But he doesn't regret his behavior, just getting caught. The lesson here is simple. How someone treats people they think can't do anything for them shows their true character. Michael showed his true character twice that day. Once when he ignored a homeless woman asking for help, and again when he talked about using his girlfriend for her family's money. Victoria dodged a major bullet. And Michael learned that sometimes the homeless person you ignore might be the billionaire you were trying to scam. That's karma at its finest.